Well, hi everybody, Gary Heydrich for your Fishing Chums Weekly Fishing Report. Hope you're doing all well. We've had a mixed bag of weather this past few days. Even had a lot of wind a couple days ago. And we've got some rain coming in. I don't know what it's going to be like this weekend. But boy, the lake has really been producing some pretty good bass fishing out at Table Rock Lake. A lot of smallmouth being caught right now, and largemouth, some Kentuckys. But we'll start off on Table Rock, then we'll go over to Bull Shoals and take a quick look at Taneycomo as well. Okay, at Table Rock, like I just mentioned, quite a few smallmouth being caught at the lower end of the lake, and I like to use a smoked grub right now with about an 1/8 or a 1/4 ounce jig head. I like that smoked grub with the red flakes. You know, I talk about that a lot here on the program, and pitching that out in about maybe 10 to 12, 15 feet of water, counting it down to maybe 5, 6, 7, and kind of medium retrieve to slow retrieve back to the boat. And if you have any smallmouth in the area, they're going to bite that smoked grub. I promise you that as well. Good, you know, I've been talking about 3 weeks here on the program. Good spinnerbait fishing on Table Rock. Boy, it is excellent. We've had good reports throughout the lake, up the James. You know, it's been dirty up there, but it's starting to clear. And pitching up that spinnerbait up and towards the bank in that new water. And you're not getting bit way good up there at times, but there's a lot of shad up there. Kind of slow roll that spinnerbait back to the boat, and especially if you get it around any brush or any standing timber in about 10 to 15 feet of water, slow it down a little bit, especially when you get to a brush pile. Drop that rod tip, then speed it up. Boy, sometimes that will bring those bass right out of that brush pile. So spinnerbaits and grubs are doing good. Jigs are doing good, shaky heads. And I just think it depends on the weather, what it's going to be like this weekend. I think you can catch some fish. I know you can if the weather's right this weekend out at Table Rock. Had a report of some walleye being caught now. They're starting to move down towards more of the lower end. We've had reports of a couple nice walleye in the Kimberlin City area, and these fish will be moving more down towards the dam as that water temperature rises, and you can catch big fish, big walleye at Table Rock. I want to go back memory lane. About 3 years ago, I took my buddy Brandon out. First time he was out on Table Rock on a boat for fishing for the most part. I rigged him up a jig and night crawler, or a hook and night crawler, and on my ultralight crappie rod, 4-pound test, and he dropped it down right where I told him, about 30 feet of water above the thermocline. Look at this fish he caught. 13 pounds, 1 ounces. That's going back memory lane. My buddy Brandon. Wow, what a fish. It's a trophy of a lifetime, that's for sure. Okay, let's run down to Bull Shoals Lake. A lot like Table Rock. Been picking up some fish on spinnerbaits. That's a real good bet right now around some of the new brush. And they've been also catching some fish on square-billed crankbait more back into the cove, so you may want to look at this. And also topwater, more topwater at Bull Shoals than at Table Rock. But getting back to Table Rock right quick, we always talk about this, an extra rod and reel rigged up with like a popar or some kind of a topwater bait, because there's a lot of shad up in the shallows right now, and you never know when a little school of bass is going to come up and bust those shad. So if you have an extra rod and reel rigged up with a popar, boy, pitch that thing out and you might catch a couple quick fish. But anyway, now we'll go back to Bull Shoals. More topwater action than Table Rock. We had good reports this past week of fish being caught in the mouth of the coves, in the bluffs, and on the flats. Good topwater action out there. Popars are good, spooks are good, so might have some good topwater action at Bull Shoals this weekend. And again, spinnerbaits and shaky heads, jigs have been working at the Bull. Kind of get out of the dirty water where it meets the clear water, and you're going to catch fish at Bull Shoals this weekend. Lake Taneycomo now over here at the dam, at Bull Shoals Dam. They shut the water down a little bit, so there's not quite as much flow going down Taneycomo as there was a week ago. I think they shut down 7 gates here a day or two ago. And so you can get out on Taneycomo. I've had good reports on drift fishing night crawlers for rainbow trout, and they've been picking up some fish on power baits, the Berkeley Power eggs, I should say, and it seems like your chartreuse or your orange have been working for the most part. And they've been picking up some fish on white jigs like they did last week and white spoons. So depending on the weather, I've been smallmouth fishing. You can take a look at here. I've really been catching some good smallmouth, and I think that I just love the smallmouth bass fish this time of the year. You can use little jigs, little grubs, and have yourself a ball. Well, you have yourself a good weekend, and be sure to like and share here on your YouTube channel. We appreciate that. And also, I'd love to have some pictures. So if you have any pictures of good catches, go to out at fishandchums@gmail.com. Send us your photos. We'd appreciate that. So like and share and subscribe. That's a word I was looking for, subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing, and then you get all of our updates. God bless you all. Happy outdoors, everyone. Check you next week.